Right now, as we speak, Hurricane Idalia is strengthening into a major hurricane, and she has set her eyes on Florida. Stay tuned to the video. Hey guys, before everybody starts freaking out, yes, I am a little sick, a little congested. That's why I sound a little bit different. But that's not that's not the story of this video. It doesn't matter. Right now, we're talking about Hurricane Idalia, which you can see her right here, just south of the Florida Panhandle. Strengthening rapid intensification with this storm. It's set to become a major Category 3 hurricane. We can take a look at that right now on Radar Omega. So here's the cone. It's going to rapidly intensify into a Category 3 hurricane right before it makes landfall with winds of 115 miles per hour and max gusts of 140. This is something that I feared was going to happen. But again, guys, like I said in the last video, we just have to pay attention to this, and it's going to be bad. They have issued storm surge warnings. It includes Tampa. It includes Tampa, Cedar Key, St. Petersburg. I have family there. Palm Harbor. Life-threatening storm surge expected. We do have a tropical storm watch for Orlando. Then we have tropical storm warnings and hurricane watches. I expect hurricane warnings to start flowing out here, start being released. If we turn off everything but the hurricane warnings, they do have already some hurricane warnings in effect. Again, that includes Tampa, that includes St. Petersburg. This is going to be a very bad storm. This is something we need to watch. This is something we just need to pay attention to. Right now, we do have, I know, chasers and a bunch of resources getting ready for Florida to help if need be. I know that a state of emergency was issued by by the governor of Florida, their Governor DeSantis, I believe. He decided he issued a state of emergency. This needs to be taken very seriously, as it is going to be a major Category 3 hurricane, and it could even intensify even more. Really quickly, let's take a look at the weather models of Idalia. Here she is right here. This is the 0Z run. Again, all the time. The time is up here in Eastern time. You can pay attention to that. This is where Idalia is currently located. This is forecasted about 30 minutes ago. So this is about where she's located right now. And if we push it up, we can see it rapidly intensifying. Even with a pretty significant eye wall there. And it's going to make landfall in the Big Bend of Florida here. In this area, Apalachicola, Tallahassee, Perry, Florida. Get prepared, as this is what this model suggests is going to make landfall at as a major Category 3 hurricane. But again, even if you're down here near Tampa, they do have a hurricane warning still in effect there that you still need to pay attention to that and heed the warnings, take it seriously, because still some hurricane force winds, some storm surge, all that hazards that come with that are definitely possible. If we really quickly take a look at the wind, this is really going to be the most devastating part of it, although storm surge is always the most devastating part of a hurricane. So again, storm surge is going to be very, very significant here. We'll take a look at the storm surge forecast in a little bit. But first, here's the winds. It first starts showing strengthening right before it makes landfall here, with winds around the eye wall here strengthening. You can definitely see the browns and the reds are very intense wind gusts here around the eye wall. We'll watch this go in, and right before it makes landfall, it's going to intensify rapidly. You can see here on the back eye wall of it, intense, very significant wind gusts. If we take a look at that, that's about 150, 130 miles per hour. I say 130. I don't know why I said 150. But it's going to be significant. Definitely damaging wind, and significant damage will take place with this. But again, as it makes landfall, it will rapidly fall apart, and won't pose a significant threat after it landfalls in Florida. So Really quickly, let's take a look at the National Hurricane Center's forecast. All right, guys, here we're looking at the National Hurricane Center's information on Tropical Storm Idalia, which I guess it's currently still a tropical storm. We're going to look at the peak surge map first. So they're talking about up to 11 foot of above ground level for a storm surge in this area here. Here, that's going to be devastating storm surge. Even up near Tampa, 4 to 7 feet. That's also still going to be very significant storm surge. We need to watch it. Real quick, we can also look at the flash flooding threat. Flash flooding potential is a moderate moderate 3 out of 4 from the Weather Prediction Center. This could get upgraded to a high risk, but it's hard to tell. No matter what, this is a widespread area. Jacksonville, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina is all included in this, and you need to take it very seriously. The reason they have this is because how much rainfall is expected. I mean, this is upwards of 10 inches in some area possible. Definitely very significant. You need to watch that. You need to pay attention to it. They're currently talking about, these are the key messages as of 10 a.m. today. They have, they're mentioning that there's a danger of life-threatening storm surge, inundation along portions of the Florida Gulf Coast where a storm surge warning is in effect. That includes Tampa Bay and the Big Bend region of Florida. Inundation of 7 to 11 feet above ground level is expected somewhere between, I'm going to butcher this, guys, Chassahowitzka and Aquila River. I'm probably butchering that, guys. I apologize. Residents in these areas should follow any advice given by local officials. Hurricane conditions are expected within portions of the hurricane warning area along the Florida Gulf Coast, with the potential for destructive winds. There it is. You have to take that seriously. Destructive, where the core of Idalia moves on shore. Strong winds will also spread inland across portions of northern Florida near the track of the center of Idalia. Areas of flash and urban flooding, some of which may be locally significant, are expected across portions of the west coast of Florida, the Florida Panhandle, and southern Georgia Tuesday into Wednesday, spreading into portions of the eastern Carolinas Wednesday and Thursday. Hurricane-force winds are expected across portions of far western Cuba later today. Heavy rainfall is also expected across portions of western Cuba and may produce areas of flash and urban flooding, as well as landslides across western Cuba. Sorry, guys, that's a mouthful. But again, this is going to be very, very significant storm here. This is going to be taken seriously. Here's the cone of uncertainty, but this is where the National Hurricane Center believes this is going to go. We just need to pay attention to it right now. Take all the necessary precautions as it's rapidly coming upon us that this will make landfall as a major hurricane, guys. I will not be able to live stream with this unless something happens and I'm allowed to stay home for this. But as far as I know, I'll be at school during the landfall of this. If possible, I'll have one of my parents set up the dashboard streams that we do and have it run while I'm at school, and then when I get home, continue talking about it. But it's hard to tell, guys. Just stay tuned to my Twitter, or X, whatever you're calling it, at JoeyChrisWX, and I'll be posting more updates there, guys. Stay safe, especially if you're in Florida, and again, follow me over on Twitter, at JoeyChrisWX. Bye, guys.